When an organization comes to you and says, here's a problem that I have, it seems to me that it's very rare that what they say their problem is really the most fundamental or important problem that they're really grappling with. That doesn't mean that whatever they say is their problem is not something that needs to be dealt with. It does, if for no other reason than that they say it's a problem they're dealing with. But almost always, it's sort of like, you've said this before, that's the canvas that the problem is playing out on.
Right, it's a manifestation, right? It's like
Right.
my friends in therapy who, anybody will tell you if you go to a therapist and you say, I can't get along with my husband, you know, and why isn't he, you know, paying attention to me and that sort of thing. That what will often end up happening then is what underlies that issue, of course, there were other elements that were underlying issues, and that most of the function of being in therapy is to discover those things, you know, and so in much the same way, right, we have, and the thing that's alluring about digital tools in particular is that they seem sexy and they seem like they're easy to scale quickly. The solutions feel like something very tangible that you can really move quickly. So, you know, in that kind of regard, when change is happening faster, it's yet even more important than to first like slow down and ask yourself, well, what are the implications of some of these decisions we're making?
And I assume, because we have lots of conversations about this, that I am accurate in saying that your point really is that there is a sort of therapy involved in this.
Yeah.
That whatever domain you want to, you know, cast the problem into, digital or whatever else, that what it really comes down to is understanding that the problems that are being presented to you mask other deeper problems, that if you can't suss out what those are and provide some kind of real useful help in dealing with those deeper problems, that addressing the presenting problem is not going to be sufficient.
Well, and I hope that we get a chance to preview some of the ways that we've helped people, shameless plug, at the Digital Symposium, to uncover those and to meet that complexity with some degree of, there are frameworks, useful ways to think about both your presenting manifestation of the issue and underlying issues.
Yeah.
And
yeah, well, and it's really just an opportunity also to, you know, sort of create more questions than answers, you know, which is what I love about
this is what we like to do.
Things, right?
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
why else be on a panel?
Right. I think people have some idea that they're going to come to one of these things and walk out like with a great deal more certainty about what to do.
The 4-step process.
My goal is always to make sure that people leave these things with more questions than they came with, right?
So if you're looking for more confusion as to how to face the complexity of some issues, please, November 21st, 11 a.m.
Digital Symposium.
StLouisDigitalSymposium.com.
100
Get
days.
your tickets. 100 days, 100 times.
Jeremy.
Elliot and Jeremy.